Well, how are we doing on this Thursday afternoon? Here on the front porch in the shade somewhat, getting bombarded by mosquitoes. Um, Usually I have my little tiki torches going, but I burned them out of fuel and I don't have any more fuel, and gonna have to get me some more this weekend. Mower's down, been down for about 3.5 weeks now. We've been trying to get this damn thing running. Broke a spring, threw a belt, you name it. It's been one fiasco after another. But, I'm fingers crossed and still knocking on wood, and so far ain't nothing happened yet. My mother-in-law basically works with a lady at work. She was downsizing, getting rid of some shit, and she was like, I got a mower I'm not going to use, and basically was going to give it away. And of course they came over this afternoon about 45 minutes ago. They dropped some stuff off for the wife, and she's like, I forgot all about that lady. She went on vacation, and I haven't seen her since. And I was like, well, that's been 2 weeks ago roughly. I don't know. Lack of communication, and that's the main problem with so many things in this world, is lack of communication. And it is what it is. Now, tomorrow about 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to get me a haircut, so I won't have a lot of this mop up here and everything else. Hopefully I can get me a good, really short haircut, like a high and tight, and I'm really pondering shaving my whiskers off and just keeping a 5 o'clock shadow, at least probably till about August, so to say, and then let my little fluff ball kind of come back and let it grow in kind of thick, and keep it during the winter, and depending on how next late winter and early spring is, depends if I shave it off or not. Got these new little ripples here. Hold on. I know it's bad manners to eat in front of other people, but man, these things are addictive. It's what they are. Man, they're so good. They have the right amount of lime on there, teeny bit of jalapeno pepper on it. Wonderful taste, great. I hate ripples. Well, the ruffle potato chips, I can't stand them. But, like I've told people before, if you're hungry, you'll eat what you have in front of you. And I shouldn't be eating these. I saw them, you know what? Lime and jalapeno, you can't go wrong with that. So I opened the package up, and even though I hate ripples, or ruffles, I'm eating, because they're good. And plus, I'm kind of hungry, and I don't feel like going to the kitchen and making a big ass mess for like a mild snack, so I'll just bite the bullet. Even though I don't like them, I'll eat them anyway. Now, my yard looks like George of the Jungle, I ain't gonna lie. It's overgrown like you wouldn't believe me. I know, I'll just bump the camera. Man, it's hard. If I can just get the basics of the yard cut, I'll be fine. I'll be happy. I mean, I'll be tickled pink. I'll have to come back later on and, with the weed eater and getting some of these tighter places kind of thing, but I just want the basic part of my yard cut to where, it looks like somebody lives here besides Jethro Bodine. And, until the mower's fixed, I'm kind of SOL. I mean, I've actually pondered getting online and saying, hey, who cuts grass? I need my yard cut. But I know if I do at this point in time, they see the yard, they're going to charge me double. And I don't feel like spending double. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? That's why I'm thankful I live in the county, not the city limits, because if my yard looked like this in the city limits, I'd get reported. People in the county, with the city would come by and they'd be like, oh, you got to get your grass cut by a certain time, we're going to fine you. That's why I live in the county. We don't have the stupid bullshit rules like the city does. So, but it's still disheartening because I've always kept my yard cut. This time of year I always keep it looking nice, grass wise, you know, right height, you know, not long, not super short. And yeah, I got so many damn weeds piled up. I swear after I cut the yard, if I had a hay rake behind me small enough, I could probably get 15, 20 bales of small bales done around just for how tall the grass is. And it's killing me, it drives me crazy. But what are you gonna do? You know, don't sweat the small things and keep on going. Now, we are, well, my county's not, but the surrounding counties around me are in a slight drought. And I can't figure out how we're in a slight drought because we've got rain so much in the past 2 months, it's crazy. But we're in a slight drought. And of course I do know when the humidity is really high like it is right now, it sucks moisture out of the ground and stuff like that, which I understand the concept, but you know, I don't see how we're still in a drought. But I don't make the rules, I just follow them and just roll with the punches. Now, one of the things that I'm looking at doing here soon, hopefully here soon, I might be getting a feeder pig, and I hate to because they're nasty and they stink. I mean, even if you put a concrete pad down, they're still gonna stink. And I don't know. I've kind of pondered the issue, but I don't know. Then there's more money for feed, and you got to give them shots and vaccinations and all this other crap, and you know, that's the part that I'm leaning away from. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, on the farm we had pigs out there all the time and they never got vaccinated. Of course, they weren't going for wholesale pig pork meat either. They were just, you know, around the house, and you know, if time comes somebody needed some bacon, well, Mr. Wilbur got hung up and processed. But I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't know. It probably won't happen. I'm thinking of it, but it's like I said, it's probably not going to happen. But I'm definitely gonna have to clean up my deep freezer. A lot of the stuff in there, I've been like my berries and stuff like that. Either I'm gonna make jelly with them, or I'm gonna make a shit ton of cobblers hopping on through the summer, and just to get rid of them that way. And try to make some room in there for whenever I start cutting some deals with some of the meat producers around my area, because that's thunder. It's back there in that direction. That's thunder. Chances of me getting some rain slim to none. Yesterday afternoon, man, it rained everywhere. If this is my location, 1 mile in either direction it rained. But from that 1 mile area to my house, it was dry as a bone. I mean, we heard rain, you could smell it, you could feel it, but it never happened. It's life, you know, that's how it goes. But I do water the garden. I do water some of the plants around here, my trees and everything else. I give them a decent drink of water. Good thing about being on county water, it's cheaper than city water, so that's a plus on me. That's the big thing. Look at my shoulder this way. It's it's gray. It looks like somebody been shooting up all kinds of artillery around it. Dark as I don't know what that way. So we might get a little sprinkles. Doubtful, but we might. I gotta keep positive. You know, keep thinking positive. Rain, rain, rain. Come on, rain. But if it happens, it happens. I got sidetracked talking about rain. I have no idea what the hell I was just talking about. Boy, that sounds good. That thunder sounds wonderful. Oh, it sounds wonderful. Oh, yeah, that's why I water my trees and my plants. My garden's doing pretty well. When I had first started putting my cold crops out this year, my thought process was I'm going to grow some stuff to take to market, and I'm going to grow some stuff for the house. Well, I'm leaning more towards whatever I grow is going to come to the house, unless I get into a predicament to where I start doing so many things with the stuff that I'm growing for the house that I might take it to market. Just say, hey, you know, it's a cheap ass price. I'm selling it for next to nothing. I'm not trying to get rich off of it. It's dirt cheap. Here you go, take it. And that would be the only way that I take any of my stuff that I'm growing to market. Mainly because, not saying that we got tight this past winter, but it was close. It was real close. And I would much rather have stuff prepared, canned on the shelf, ready to be used, than looking at the shelf thinking, man, I should have done more than what I did doing something else. And that's the avenue I'm gonna go with between now and whenever. But you know, if my neighbors around here, you know, because I'm growing a bunch more tomato plants, my neighbors around here say, hey man, can I get a few tomatoes from you? I'll be like, here, they're growing right here, pick them. And that's what I tell them all the time. You know, if I have anything growing in the garden area, and if you want something, don't ask me. Just walk up and pick what you need. You know, don't be greedy, but just pick what you need. And, but every year I grow a big ass garden, and nobody comes and gets anything. Nobody comes and asks for anything. Usually I pick a few things, I'll put it in a container, walk it up to the thing, knock on the door, say here's some stuff, and sometimes I get, well, we've already gone to the store and bought some of the stuff, we don't need this. And I'm thinking, I got a whole big ass yard sitting here growing this stuff for free, and you're gonna go out and buy worthless crap from the grocery store. Makes no sense. It's like a buddy of mine that's helping me fix my mower. I used to grow all kinds of crazy ass amount of cherry tomatoes, different sizes, varieties, stuff like that. Because him and his mom and a few other people, they use them all the time. They'll snack on them, they put them in salads, stuff like that. And every year I grow a ton of them. And I'm like, hey man, you get off work, just swing by the house. I got a big old thing picked. You can pick them up, take them with you, take it back to the house. Because when he comes home from work, he comes past here on his way home. So I'm like, you know, it works out great. And every time I tell him, well, we went to the store and bought about two or three or four containers of them. And I'm like, I'm growing this shit for you to eat. Why you go in the store buying it for? My brain was just dumbfounded. But it is what it is. Now, I do know, once I get the yard cut, my God, I hope to God, I don't care if it rains, thunders, lightnings. If that mower starts and it's able to use, by God, I don't care. I'm going to be out here mowing in the rain. And this is comical too, because people are like, oh, you should mow when the grass is wet, it'll dull your blade. Well, let's see here. If I'm mowing while the grass is wet, what's the difference when the ground's dry and the grass is full of water? What's the damn difference? I've asked that question so many times, and I never got an answer. It's always that dumbfounded look of like, well, exactly. Well, that thunder sounds so nice. Oh my God, it sounds so nice. I would take a week's worth of rain every day nonstop versus 2 days of snow. Any time of the day, any time of the year, no questions asked. Yes, I'd get sick of the rain after about the second or third day, but here's the thing. No, rain doesn't make corn grow and corn doesn't make whiskey. I hate that song. It's dumb as shit. What the rain does is it'll saturate the ground real good and make everything nice and spongy for them. And then wherever the ground doesn't take, depending on your area, around me there's all kinds of creeks and runoffs and everything else like that. It'll rise them creeks up real good, and it'll wash out some of the sediment crap that's been built up inside of it and move some rocks around. And then on top of it, depends on where the water ends up at. Usually it's a big old like stock pond kind of thing. Bullfrogs out the ass, frogs out the ass, some fish or things and such, mainly bullfrogs. There's over here on the side part, that's why I'm wanting rain. Not so much just for my plants, but mainly to fill up that side stock pond over there of the water runoff, because there's all kinds of bullfrogs over there. Man, I tell you what, they ain't nothing better than fresh frog legs and frog back. Oh my goodness, it's so damn good. And that's one of the things that if probably within, I don't know, next couple weeks, if we can go over there and get some decent frogs, we're gonna stock up in that freezer. I will burn up all the berries in my freezer to stock up on frog legs. You better bet your sweet ass. Oh man, ain't nothing better than some good frog legs. And I know people, they'd be like, man, that's nasty, old slimy thing, old frog and stuff like that. Tell you what, I'd take frog legs over chicken any day. And then what you can also do is you can fry your frog legs nice and good and crispy. And then take you some Louisiana hot sauce or any kind of hot sauce in general. Get a stick of real butter, not this margarine crap they sell in stores that people think is butter, which is basically oil and water. But get you some real butter, a stick of it, stick it in a pot, melt it down, pour that hot sauce inside there and stir it up real good. And you don't want it super hot, but you want it hot enough to where it's it's not too hot to touch, but it's hot enough it melts the butter and it infuses the hot sauce with the butter mixed together. Oh man, then take them frog legs you done fried up real good and crispy, or even chicken, dip that stuff inside real good, stick it on a pizza tray or a cookie sheet, put your oven on about 170, which is warm, slide them inside there and just let them sit for 15-20 minutes so they absorb all that good juices and everything else from the hot sauce and butter. Man, oh man, you want about some tearing some shit up. Great. We fix stuff like that all the time. But yeah, I love frog legs. I love chicken, but I love frog legs a lot better. And that frog back, get a piece about yay long, about that wide, about that thick. It's like fat back or back strap on a deer. Man, you fry it up just as easy. You cook it, man, it's good too. And yeah, I talk about that sometimes at market, and there's people walking by and they're just like, ooh. I'm like, just because you're from the Yankee from the north, I can't help it. We rednecks love eating anything. If you can cook it, catch it, clean it, and make it look decent, it's edible. It don't matter what it is. I can feel the rain. It's the breeze from the rain's hitting me on the back of my neck, and I can see part of it coming down across here. What y'all want? Y'all been fed. You been watered. Ornery ass damn goats. They do that when they want more feed, and I've already fed them. I'm not going to overfeed them. Sorry about your luck. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's one thing I'm waiting for. That's why I'm praying we get this rain. I don't care if it's a lot, just a little bit, because when it comes off the roadway, and I have a spillway that runs down from in between my yard and my neighbor's yard. It's like a ditch, but it's a spillway. And it'll run all the way down through there, across the roadway, through the culvert, across the neighbor's yards, and it dumps into the side piece over there, and that's that catching base area. And Now there's water still there already, but the more water you have, the more bullfrogs you have, because they're more freely to lay up there in them cattails and go bark, bark, bark. So yeah, one of the things I can't wait for. I know I'm crazy. I never claimed to be normal, so it is what it is on that one. I think that's Adam coming back with the belt. I can't tell. No, car. Ziggy car. Neighbor in the end of the roadway. I call her Karen. She acts like a Karen sometimes. But it is what it is. I'm sure I've been on these ships and I don't know. But don't you like that thunder, man? That thunder sounds great. Just wish it would do something. And this stupid ass little mockingbird over here eating my mulberries off the tree. This year my mulberries, it ain't worth a hill of beans. I mean, there's berries on the tree, don't get me wrong, but last year there was so many berries on the tree. This time last year I got 2 gallons picked. As of right now, I got about a quart picked of mulberry. And it's really making me upset because, you know, I don't think I'm gonna get a gallon's worth this year, to be honest with you. I really don't. If I do, it'll be amazing. But, you know, it is what it is. I just know sometime about mid-July I'm going back to Mr. Yates's place, and I'm gonna pick as much blackberries as possible and freeze them, make some extract with some, save a bunch of them, make jelly with. Now here's one of the things I found out. Well, I didn't really find out. The big blackberries, like the Navajos and the Apaches and the Cherokees and all them, I mean, they're big and fat and they're juicy, but there's no flavor. And the wild blackberries, they're kind of small, tons of flavor, a little juicy, you know, depending on, you know, what size berry it is. But if you mix the wild ones with the tame ones, the outcome is unbelievable. It's great. And that's what I do a lot of times, because people are like, why are you picking old nasty wild ones when you got these great big ass tame ones? And I'm like, well, because I take these great big ass tame ones and I mix them with a little bitty wild ones, and the flavor is, you get the juice and then you get the flavor, and everything's perfect. And that's why I do it. I hear little sprinkle dots coming through the trees. Don't think it's gonna amount to anything, but I can hear little drops of water hitting the leaves on the tree. We might get something. Fingers crossed, baby. Fingers crossed. But I do plan on making another video off and on without having such a big gap in between. My thing is I've been fighting with the stupid ride mower, trying to get things for it fixed on it, stuff like that, and parts and pieces and this and that. And then I've been working in the garden, planting more plants, fertilizing, water, and tending to them. Using the weed eater sometimes to mow around the yard of certain parts, but what doesn't look like it's Georgia the jungle. This time of year, I'm more productive. I'm outside more, and I tried not to sit my ass inside the house with my thumb in the ass watching TV. And I just gotta make a note, you know, at least once or twice a week, you know, just make a video, let y'all know I'm still alive, I'm still kicking. I'm making some new things. I'm one of the things I'm gonna be making here soon, which is nothing fancy, nothing else. It's nothing new really. For me it's new because I'm gonna make some beer bread and see how that goes. I got a bunch more rye flour, and I got a bunch more pumpernickel flour. So I'm gonna be making some rye bread and pumpernickel bread. What the hell are they doing there? Oh, they folded the side piece of my barrier down. Yep, means I gotta take me another stake up between my neighbor's yard and the goat pen on the side. I put a elongated piece of sheet metal across there like a roofing tin, because there's a part of the fence where they could somewhat slide through if they're smart enough, and so I put it up there. So now they've knocked it down, so I got to go over there and put some more things up, re-embrace that piece of metal I put up there. So yeah, lovely me. So probably sometime this evening I'll go over there and I'll be doing that now. Especially if the mower's not running. Even if his mower is running, I'll still be over there having to do that because, you know, I don't want my goats going in my neighbor's yard and running amok, so to say. So, but yeah. I guess that's all I need to say. I just want to jump on here and let you know that I'm still alive and things are going, and it's one step at a time, and you know, even with the setbacks, I'm still pushing forward. Yeah. So until I see you again, I'll give you a better update hopefully, and more things I can talk about and let you know what I'm doing and getting into and everything else. So keep your nose clean and your powder dry, and everything should be okay. Knock on some wood. Catch y'all later.